Hello guys, welcome to Education Simplified चैनल। Education Simplified चैनल में आपका स्वागत है। This channel is dedicated to simplifying difficult concepts and presenting them in a lucid and easy to understand manner. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do subscribe so you don't miss on our future videos. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and share with your friends. Your support and encouragement is extremely important to bring more and better videos in future. In this video, we will discuss the meaning of the term public issue. What is a public issue? Why do companies issue public issue? What are the advantages and disadvantages of making a public issue? We will discuss all these issues before diving into more complex concepts. So what is a public issue? Let's understand this with an example. Let's say you have just started a new business. You have opened a cute little coffee shop and you have great ambitions for the future. You plan to grow your business, open a chain of coffee shops and create your own coffee empire. You work hard day and night, you manage your business well, and after several years you have opened a chain of hotels around the country. You are successful now, but you are not satisfied. You want to grow even further. You want to take your business to even greater heights. You plan to set up hotels abroad, and for that you need investment. You contact a merchant banker for advice, and he suggests you several options. You can take a bank loan, you can go for venture capital, you can issue debentures, or you can issue shares to the public through an IPO. These are different ways of raising finance, and they have different advantages and disadvantages. Issuing debentures and taking bank loan will increase the debt burden on the company. Going for venture capital may bring in interference of venture capitalists in the business. So, in the end, you decide to make an IPO and issue shares to the public. Let's discuss the advantages and disadvantages of making a public issue. Why issue public shares? And why not issue public shares? The first reason why we should go for a public issue is that there is no burden of interest payment. If a company raises debt, it has to pay regular interest, which are a legal obligation on the company. If the company fails to pay interest on time, there could be serious consequences. In case of equity shares, the company has to pay dividend, which are not a legal obligation. Company can decide to pay dividend if it has surplus income. The second advantage is that a public issue gives exposure to a company. A public issue is widely discussed in business newspapers and TV channels, and it is a sign that the company is joining the big league by making a public issue. The performance of the shares are tracked by journalists after listing, and whenever there is a bonus issue, rights issue, or a dividend, company gets free publicity. If you ask general public to name any 10 companies, most of the companies they are going to name will be listed entities. The third advantage of issuing shares to the public is that it can correct the debt equity ratio. If the company has already taken large amount of debt, it will have a skewed debt equity ratio, which is not considered a healthy sign by financial analysts. The company can correct the debt equity ratio by making a public issue of shares. Now let's talk about the disadvantages of making a public issue. Why not issue equity shares? The first disadvantage is that it leads to a dilution in the ownership. Many entrepreneurs want to exercise absolute control over their business. They do not like interference of outsiders in the decision making. When a company makes a public issue, it has to make several decisions with the consent of the shareholders. The second disadvantage is that a company has to open its records to the public. Public company has to disclose financial details and statements to the public. While a private company can maintain a higher degree of secrecy, a public company is not allowed that privilege. Another disadvantage is that a company which has made a public issue has to fulfill several legal and regulatory compliances. The company needs to appoint a separate compliance officer who is responsible for timely completion of all legal requirements. The company cannot afford to miss or delay regulatory compliances, as it will lead to fines and other consequences for the company. So, before a company decides to issue shares to the public, it has to analyze these advantages and disadvantages and compare various financing options to make an optimal decision. And that's how our presentation on the advantages and disadvantages of IPOs comes to an end. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel so far, please subscribe. And please share the video with your friends. Your support and encouragement is extremely important for this channel to grow and bring more and better videos in the future. Until we meet again, have a good day and stay blessed.